Hey there ladies and gents, and welcome to this new video. First of all, I need to apologize. I know I said, I think in the last video, that I'd release an actual website build, but I don't know if you can hear, I've actually been off sick and I had bronchitis and laryngitis, so I haven't been able to work for the past few days. But I quickly did this tutorial again just to keep my YouTube channel fresh and so it doesn't get stale. And this, I'm also going to give you the code that you can copy and paste. And the tutorial I'm going to show you how to do today is sort of this like team layout. So you have this nice effect. When you hover over it, it shows the team member's name, their position, and then you can have some social media icons over there. So that's what that does. So if you are interested in it, I hope you enjoy this tutorial. As I said, I have got the code here for you to copy, and I'll show you where to paste this code in the Divi builder. So first of all, just thank you for watching this video, and I'm sorry if you're waiting for the e-commerce website build, but I have started designing it, so I'll hopefully release that next if I don't get too busy this week. And then just to let you know, I did get this idea from another YouTube creator, and I've left a link to the video in the description below. So if you want to have a look at how they did it, you're more than welcome to just click on that link and have a look. And then obviously, just if you want to do this, you will need Divi. I'm going to show you how to build it in Divi. And if you don't have Divi and you are looking to purchase it, I do have a link to Elegant Themes in the description. And just to be upfront, if you guys do purchase through that link, I will receive a commission, and you won't pay anything more. It's just that I will receive a small commission for referring you. And if you do purchase Divi through my link, just thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I do appreciate it. And then if you guys need things like web hosting and domain names, I've also got a link to Green Geeks in the description, so please check them out as well. So guys, I'm sorry if I'm a bit all over the place today. I'm still not 100% better, so I just hope I get through this quickly. And this should also be a quick video because I am going to give you the code to copy and paste. So I think with that out of the way, let's move on now to designing this layout. So I'm just going to go to the dashboard, and I'm going to create a new page. If you obviously have pages, you don't have to do this. You can just build a new section in one of your pages. So I'm just going to click Add New. And for the title, I'm just going to call it Divi Team Layout. And I'm just going to publish it and publish it again. And then I'm going to select this option to use a Divi builder. So once the Divi builder is loaded, we get these three options. I'm going to choose the option to build from scratch. And for now, I'm not going to insert a row yet. Let's work on the section first. I'm going to close that. And let us head over to the section settings and open that. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give the background a color. And we're going to head over to the background section here. We're going to click this button to add a background color. And I'm just going to paste my color in here. You can use any colors you want. Otherwise, you can copy the colors that I'm using over here. So that puts in our background color. The next thing I want to do, I want to go to the Design tab. I want to come over to the Sizing option. And under Min Height, I want to make this, I think let's do 90 VH. Just so it takes up the full height of the screen. You don't have to do this. You can leave it as is. I'm just doing this so it basically looks like this one I built here. Then the last thing I want to do, I want to go to the Advanced tab. I want to come over here to Custom CSS. And we're going to paste some code in here. So if you come to this pen, and I've left a link to this pen in the description. So you'll find it there. Just click on it and open it in a new tab. And you'll see I've named everything here. So the first one says just Section Main Element CSS. And if I go back to the Divi builder, we're on the section settings, and it's under this main element. So that's why I've named it Section Main Element. Then you're just going to copy this entire code. You don't have to copy the headings I've made, just the actual code. So let's copy that Let's go back to the Divi builder, and under main element here, let's paste that code in here. You'll see your green button then should move to the middle of the page. Again, if you haven't given your page this height, this 90 VH height, then you don't have to worry about this. This is just because the page is now filling the entire height of the screen. So I just want to make sure my layouts over here sit in the middle of the screen. So we're done with the section setting, so we can save that. Next thing we want to do, we want to add a new row. So let's click on this green button to add a new row. And we just want to add a single column. But then let's not worry about the module yet, so we'll close that for now. And then let's go into the settings of the row. So just over here, let's go to the design tab and let's click on the sizing option. And for equalize column heights, we want to select yes. And the reason we do that, it will give our row the display of flex. And then what we want to do, we want to come to the advanced tab, come to custom CSS, and then if we go back to the pen here, you'll see there's this now row main element CSS. We just want to copy that code for the row and go back to our Divi builder and just paste it under this main element. Then we can click on the content tab and we can now go into the column settings. First thing we want to do, we want to give our column a background color. So let's click on the background option. Let's click the button to add a background color. And I'm just going to paste in my code. Again, you guys can copy this if you want or use your own colors. But you'll then see our column is sitting over there. Well, the next thing we want to do, we want to come to the design tab and we want to come to the border option and click on that. And we want to come out to the rounded corners option here and put in 50% for all four corners. And you'll see it'll make a sort of a weird oval looking shape like that. But we'll fix this now so that it is a proper circle. Next thing we want to do, we want to come to the advanced tab. And the first thing we want to do is come to the CSS ID and classes section and click on that. And for CSS class, we just want to type in there DG-box. So just make sure you've got the CSS class in there. Let's then go to the custom CSS section and let's just make our column here a proper circle. So let's come over to the pen here and you want to come to this section. I might actually move it so it's in the order that it must be. Let me just move this. So you're going to come to the next section of code here, which is the column main element CSS. We're just going to copy that code. And we're going to come back to the Divi builder. And then under the main element, we're going to paste that in there. And you'll see now it turns into a circle. So that's just giving a width of 400 pixels and a height of 400 pixels, which makes it a perfect circle. The next thing we want to do, we want to come back to our pen here and let's go to the next line of code, which is this column before CSS. So yeah, so it's column and this before CSS. So let's copy that code. Let's go back to the Divi builder and then we're going to paste it in the section that says before. Okay, you'll then get this kind of rectangular shape here. And then we're going to go back to our pen and let's first do this. So the next section is this column before CSS and in brackets I put here hover. So we're going to use this code on the hover state for the before element. So let's go back to our Divi builder and on before, if you hover over it, just select this pointer icon or arrow icon and it'll give us it says desktop, but this is the normal state and the hover state. So select the hover option and your code will be grayed out here, but you can just click in there and paste that other code here. And you'll see that the rectangular shape we had here is now filling the entire circle. So we can go back to the normal state and you'll see we're back to the rectangular object. And then let's go back to the pen and let's come to this section here, which is column after CSS. And let's copy that content. Sorry, that code, I mean. Let's go back to the Divi builder and we're going to come to this section that says after, and we're going to paste that in there. And now you'll see, you'll have something that looks like this, where the majority of the rectangular shape we had just gone, and it's just showing on the edge of the circle like that there. So the next thing we want to do, we want to get this moving like this over here, how this is moving over here. And I think what I'm going to do, let me just open this in a new tab so that we can see how it looks so far. Okay, it would help if I save this. I'll just do a refresh. Okay, and that's how we look. So you see when I hover over it, it now fills the entire circle, or the outer circle there. And when I move away, it goes back to the normal state. So that's the hover effect there. And that's when we don't hover over it. So it's basically, when you hover over it, you see that the border fills with the color. So that's what we've now done up to there. So the next thing we want to do, let's go back to this pen. And the next line of code, so this is basically the last line of code we'll really be copying. And this is going to go into our page setting CSS. So let's just copy all that. Let's go back to our Divi builder. And let's come down here to this gear icon and let's click on that. And then let's come to the advanced tab. And then you want to click on the custom CSS section. And then just paste that CSS in there. And the circle will start turning like that. So that, just to show you, that's because we've now put this animation in here, and that's why we're getting the colors turning like that. Right, and then the rest of this code we'll deal with shortly. So we can save that, and that's what we've got so far. So let's just save this. And let's go to the front end and refresh. And you'll see now it's turning, and when we hover, the color fills the outer part of the circle. When we go away, it carries on turning. And even when you hover, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the color still turning, but it's just filled with color now. So that's probably the hardest part done. And now all we have to do is add our content. Okay, so let's go back to the Divi builder and let's come in here. Again, I might not be able to do anything now, so I'm going to right click and go to my trusty layer panel and just open the column here, and I'm just going to click this option to add a new module. And I want to use the image module, so I'm going to search for that and then select the image module. We then can click on this image icon, and then I've already uploaded my images, but if you need to upload your images, you'll just come to this option to upload files, click on this button and navigate to the folder where your images are saved, or you can just drag the images onto the screen. So I'm just going to go to the media library. I'm going to select my first image and click this button to upload an image. And the image is there, we just can't see it yet. So the next thing we want to do, let's go to the design tab. Let's go to alignment and let's put the image in the center. And then I want to go to sizing and let's make this width 100%. And if you want to know what size images I'm using, it's 350 pixels by 350 pixels. And then let's come over to border here and click on that option. And again, let's change the rounded corners to 50% so it makes it a proper circle. And we're going to put a border around the image here. So let's choose border styles and border width. Let's make that 6 pixels. And I'm just going to quickly copy my color from my other screen. And then under border color here, I'm just going to add the color. And I'm just going to paste my color in there. And if you want to copy my color, that's it over there. Otherwise, you can just use your own colors that you want to use. I'm going to save that. That's all for the design. Then let's come to advanced. And under the CSS ID and classes, let's click that. And under CSS class, we're going to give this a class of dg-staff-ing. And then you'll see our image does pop up there. And the reason it's fading like this is because the code's already set for when we hover that it disappears. So that's why it's doing that. Next thing we need to do, we need to come down to the position section here and open that. And we want to change the position to absolute. And then we want to stick the square in the middle over here. Now the image has disappeared, but we'll get it back because we're going to change this Z index to 3. And you'll see our image now is there and it's in the middle of our main circle. Okay, so that's all for the image. We can save that. The next thing we want to do, let's just come over to the image here in the layers panel. Let's click this plus sign. And yeah, you guys can add anything you want. I'm just going to add text and some social media icons, but you can maybe add text and a button or whatever you really want to add here. And you just need to play with the positioning a bit, but I'm going to show you how we do that now. So the next module I'm going to add is a text module. And I'm going to select that option. And I don't know if you can see it, but the text is over here. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to give it a name. I'm just going to call this Joe Blog. And I'm going to make this a heading 2. And then under Joe Blog, I'll just push enter and leave it as paragraph text and maybe just say web developer. The next thing we can do is we can come to the design tab and we can just style our text in that, and you can style it however you want to. All I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my texture. I'm going to make it all uppercase. I'm going to choose white as the text color. For the text size, I'm going to make this 18 pixels. And for text alignment, I'm just going to center it. I'm going to come over to the heading text. And I use the heading 2, so I'm going to select that. And then for the font weight on the heading text, I'm going to make this bold. I'm going to also make the heading text uppercase. And I'm going to center the heading text. And I'm also going to make it white. And for the heading text 2 size, I'm probably going to use something like 32 pixels maybe. Okay, so you can see it over there. Right, so now what do we need to do is we just need to move this. So let's come over to the Advanced tab and let's come to the Position section. And let's change the position to Relative. And all we want to do for the vertical offset, I'm going to make this, I'm going to try 35%. Okay, and it has moved it down. I don't know, you can see it there now when I hover over it. And then all I'm going to do, because I don't know if you can see the text is actually sitting on top of the image and we want it behind the image. So if you remember, we set the Z index of our image to 3. But what we want to do, we want to change our Z index to 2 here. And that now moves it underneath the image. So let's save that. And then the last module I'm going to add is a social media icons module. So I'm going to click the plus icon again. I'm going to search for social. And then I'm going to select the social media follow. And I'm just going to leave it as Facebook and Twitter. So what I want to do, I just want to remove the backgrounds from the icon. So I'm just going to delete the Facebook one. I'm just going to right click on background. I'm going to select this option to extend background styles, and I'm going to search for all social media follows, and I'm going to say throughout this column, I'm going to extend, and that will remove the Twitter one as well. So I'm just going to click on the back icon here, and then I'm just going to style this a little bit. So I'm going to come to the design tab. For the alignment, we want to move it to the center. So you'll see it's over there now. And then let's click on the icon option. Make sure it's white. And then for use custom icon size, I'm going to select yes. I'm probably going to make this 28 pixels. And that's all I'm really going to do in the design tab. Then I'm going to come to the advanced tab. What we're going to do is come down to position. Again, set this to relative. And then if you remember, we moved the text down about 35%. So let's maybe make the social media icons 40%. And you'll see it moves it down there. And again, it's sitting above the image. So we just want to change this to 2 as well, the Z index, and that will move it behind the image. And that's basically it. So we can save that. Let's come to the front end and I'll refresh. And there's our team member layout. And if we hover over it, we get the team member's name, their position, and then their social media icons that you can click on and go to. Like I said, you can maybe put a button here if you'd prefer, or anything else you want in here really. I just put in some text and these social media icons. And then if you want to make more, it's quite easy now. All you have to do is you come back to your theme builder, and all you have to do is on the column, you just have to duplicate it. And then there's another one. And you can duplicate it as many times as you want. Like this, you might have to move to the next line because you can see the space is running out. Otherwise, you can just make your column row a bit wider. So, sorry, if you go into the row settings, go into the design tab and come to sizing, let's maybe change this to 100%. And this as well to 100%. You see it gives us more space so that we can add more. Otherwise, you can just duplicate the entire row. And it's doing that because we've set the section to display flex. So what we can do, if we come to the section settings here, we go to advanced, and we come to our custom CSS where we've just put this code in here. All we can do is put a new line of code and put flex direction, and we can say column, and that will move the other row to the next line. So that's how you do that if you want to do that. And then all you have to do, I'm not going to do all of them, I'm just going to come maybe to the second column here. Just open that column up, come to the image settings, and then you can change the image there. So I've got this other image, upload, and that will change the image, and you can just come and change the text as well. This can be Jane Doe, and she is a UX UI designer. And then we can save that. I'm just going to delete these other columns because I don't really need them. So I'm going to delete that row. Oh, maybe we can just change. I think I do have another image. We'll leave this as another team member, and I think I do have another image here. There we go. We'll use that one. Okay, that's great. Then we can change the text. This could be Mary Jones, maybe. And maybe she could be an SEO expert. Something like that. So let's save that. And let's come to the front end and refresh. And there we go. There is our 3 team members. When we hover over, we get their name, their position, and their social media links. There's Jane Doe, and there's Mary Jones. So one thing I didn't check is if it was mobile friendly, but if it's not, I don't think there's much we're going to have to change. So it does stack underneath one another. It's just the thing with phoning that you won't be able to do this hover. I'll show you now. So if I go onto these mobile devices, this is a tablet. You see if I hover over it, because obviously with your finger you can't hover, but if you click on it, it comes up and then you'll just need to click away. So it's just something minor we need to do here. You'll see that they push to the left, Jan. So all we're going to do, just to make these mobile friendly, let's come back to our Divi builder. Let's go to the row settings here. And then let's come to this advanced tab. Let's come to custom CSS, and let's just, before that justify content, type in display flex. All right, and then the next line, we want to stack, because if we display flex, it's going to stay in a row. So let's just put flex direction column. Okay, it does it on the desktop. So actually, sorry, let's not do that there. Let's take that out there. And let's go to our mobile device and then select tablet. And then just paste that in there, and then it will stack on a tablet. So that's perfect. And I think that should be it. Then we've got it as justify content center. So let's save this. Let's go to the front end and refresh. Okay, why has it not worked? So let's just come here. So guys, I need to see why the changes aren't being saved. So I'll be back with you now. Okay, I see it is being saved. It's just because my screen was too small. So it looks like we have to also, on tablet here, put a display flex. So let's save that now. Let's come to the front end and refresh. So I just want to get this okay on smaller screens for you as well. So we've got it as display flex. Do we? Yes, we do. There it is there. Let's open this up a bit so I can see what's going on here. Okay, it's flex direction column, and then we want to, sorry, no, it's align items. So yeah, we want to align items center as well. So align items center. And that should fix the mobile option up. So just remember, come to your row and click on tablet, and then just put this code. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the code. I'm going to come to this team layout. I'm going to put it right at the bottom here. I'm just going to paste it here quickly, and then I'm just going to make a comment here that this goes under row. How did I name these things? So I'm going to go row main element CSS, and in brackets, just remember to put this under tablet. So you'll just copy this code. So let me just actually do it. You'll copy this code, come to the Divi builder. I'm just going to go out of the row, so we can do this from scratch. You'll come to your row settings. You'll come to the advanced tab. Click on the custom CSS section. Then make sure you click on this mobile phone so you get your desktop view, your tablet view, and your phone view. Click on the tablet view, and then just paste that code over here. And then if we go to the front end, you'll see now that it centers everything. Let me just actually put it on so this is a tablet view. So that's how it'll look on a tablet view. So everything still works. People just have to actually tap on it to make it work. And if we go to a phone, you'll see it's also in the center and everything. You can also adjust the widths of all these if it's like too close to the edges and that. And yeah, you don't have to make it the same size as I've done, but that's how we'll just center it on mobile so that it looks decent on mobile. So guys, that's this tutorial done. Thank you so much for watching, and sorry if I went through this too quickly. As I said, I'm not all there at the moment. If there's something I might have gone through too quickly, or maybe I didn't explain it well enough, please drop a comment in the comment section or send me an email. My email address is in the description, and I will help you out. Just remember to leave a link to your website so I can troubleshoot it for you. And guys, if there's any other layouts you want me to build similar to this, or maybe you've seen something on a website that you like the look of and want to know if you can do it in Divi, again, send me a link in the comments or send me an email with a link, and I will see if I can build it in Divi, and then I'll post a video on it. And then if you would like to work with me, if you need a website designed and developed and you need some help with that, my business email is also in the description together with my website address. So you can click on the website link and book a call on my website. It is a free call and we can discuss the project, or you can just send me an email. And then if you guys have enjoyed this video, please can I ask you to leave a like on the video. It does help me with the YouTube algorithm and get my video out to more people so they can see it. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate that as well. It also does help with getting my videos and my channel out to more people. I hope you have a good one, guys, and I will chat to you next week. Ciao.